So the first weekend box office numbers are back for Supergirl, and the numbers are rough. I saw the opening figure and I was honestly a little surprised at how low it came in. Like I knew it wasn't gonna do Superman numbers, but this felt lower than I was expecting. So I wanted to actually sit down and talk through what these numbers are actually saying with you guys. So I already made a video talking about whether the movie was actually good or not. You guys should check it out. But now that the box office is out, it kind of gives you the other side of the story. Because sometimes a movie can have problems, but people still show up anyway. And sometimes the audience sees the same issues the critics saw, and they just don't come back after the opening weekend. And this feels like it landed in that second category. So domestically, it opened to about $37.1 million. Some places rounded it up to around 38 million, but it's sitting right around there from 3,600 theaters. Worldwide, it did somewhere in between 62 million and 68 million in its opening weekend, and right now the movie's at roughly $65.5 million globally after a few days. And I don't know, man. I just feel like I knew this movie wasn't gonna be like this major financial success, but I mean, like, damn, this movie had a $170 million production budget, and that's before like marketing even gets added in. And you add in marketing, that's another $100 million, and it's at 65 million worldwide after basically 5 days. That's a tough spot to be in this early. It's not impossible to recover from, but it's not where you want to be either. But what really got me was how fast it dropped after Friday. Friday did around $18.4 million, which wasn't terrible. Then Saturday fell off 41%. Sunday dropped again, and then Monday was just ugly, down 63% from Sunday. That kind of drop this early usually means that people who went on opening night or opening day didn't have a great time. And I was one of those people. I went on Friday and I posted the video the next morning. So I've seen that happen with other movies where the curiosity gets people in the door, but then the word of mouth just kills the second weekend. It feels like that's what's happening here. Because I saw the movie, I went by myself. I saw the movie and I didn't even tell my friends I saw the movie. So yeah, that should tell you how I. But that's neither here nor there. I think a few things played into this overall. The reviews weren't great. It's in the mid 50s on Rotten Tomatoes from critics right now. The audience score is better, sitting in the mid 70s, but even that isn't amazing for a movie this size. And it got a B minus on CinemaScore, which is fine but not great. But historically, superhero movies that get a B minus on CinemaScore usually perform pretty poorly. It also opened against Toy Story 5 in its second weekend, and that movie was still doing strong numbers. I believe Toy Story 5 made 70 million in its second weekend. So sometimes those big family animated movies just eat up a lot of the available audience, especially in the summer. And then there's the Superman thing. That movie last year opened to 125 million domestically and ended up with over 600 million worldwide. I think a lot of people were hoping Supergirl would at least be in the same ballpark or at least not be this far behind. Instead, it opened to less than a third of what Superman did in its first weekend. That gap feels huge when you look at the numbers on the big picture. It just didn't happen, man. So what does this actually mean for the DCU moving forward? Superman gave him real momentum. This one feels like a step back, honestly. And then with Clayface coming out after this movie, I don't know. I feel like they're off to a rough start. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting watching how fast things can shift with these movies. One minute, people are curious and showing up opening weekend, and then a few days later, the numbers and the word of mouth tell you exactly how people really felt. Curiosity only gets you so far. And now the question becomes, what does this actually mean for the DCU going forward? Superman gave them momentum, and it felt good coming out of that movie, right? You felt good. You're like, okay, DC is back. This one feels like a step back. I don't think this one kills the whole thing, but it definitely puts more pressure on whatever comes next. And what comes next is Clayface. You start wondering if they're going to be more careful with budgets and how they approach these stories from now on. James Gunn hasn't said anything yet, and honestly, I wouldn't either if I were him. I'd wait until like Comic Con and try to make everybody forget about this or some type of event. But we'll see. I don't know. But that'll be it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Supergirl and the box office numbers in the comments. Give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.